People are saying the Southwest Florida market has hit pause and nothing is moving. So let's answer the question everyone is asking. Has the Southwest Florida housing market frozen over? Here's the thing. I've been living and working in this market for 6 years, and the data I track every day doesn't match the panic you see online. And there's one clear metric that finally cuts through the noise. Once you understand it, the whole story changes. Okay, so let me explain what I mean. Southwest Florida's inventory dropped 24% from March to November 2025. And that single number tells you a lot about whether this market has really frozen over. This market, called months of supply, shows how long it would take to sell all current homes if no new homes came on the market. We peaked at 10.9 months of supply in March 2025 with more than 25,700 active listings. By November, that figure dropped to 7.8 months with about 19,600 listings. But wait until you see what's going on with home prices, because the correction story becomes even more dramatic there. Now, let me break down what we're seeing in specific markets. Naples sits at 8.3 months of supply right now, down from a peak of about 12 months earlier this year. In the broader Cape Coral and Fort Myers metro area, inventory jumped to 9.6 months of supply in April 2025, up a lot from 6.8 months in April of 24. Any market above 6 months of supply usually shifts conditions toward buyers. More supply than demand gives buyers stronger leverage and takes away the frantic urgency we saw during the pandemic years. But you know what the headlines miss? This drop in inventory shows that homes are being absorbed and not sitting forever. In a truly stalled market, you'd see inventory pile up with nowhere to go. Instead, we're watching a market move through its correction in real time. And that correction becomes clear once you look at the price data. But before we go on, if you're thinking about making a move to Southwest Florida, this is what I help families and investors with every day. Maybe you're trying to pick the right moment to buy, or maybe you want help pricing your home in today's market. Either way, reach out. You'll find all of my contact details in the description below. Now, let's keep going. All right. So Cape Coral median prices have dropped a lot over the past few years, and it shows the market is moving in a whole new direction. And these are not tiny shifts. In the Cape Coral and Fort Myers area, median home values fell from highs of about $460,000 in 22 to about $343,000 by fall of 2025. In the Punta Gorda and Port Charlotte areas, median prices dropped from highs of around $450K down to about $360,000. These big price drops changed the way buyers think. When prices fall this much, that old fear of buying now or getting priced out forever goes away. Sellers can't depend on that pandemic era mindset anymore. And what's interesting is how these lower prices reopened the door for buyers who had been shut out in 2022 and 2023. Many families who thought Southwest Florida was out of reach are now part of the market again. But price is just one piece of what's going on. The real signal of how people feel shows up in how long homes take to sell. So here's the deal. Homes are now staying on the market much longer before finding a buyer, and the wait is well above the national average. This is a big change from the 10 to 30-day market we saw during the pandemic years. The latest data shows the median time to sell a home in the Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples area has reached 119 days, which is 54% longer than the national average of 77 days. In some Southwest Florida coastal and condo areas, the amount of homes for sale has moved into clear buyer territory. This means homes are selling slower and buyers have many more choices. When homes take longer to sell, the whole market feels different. Buyers don't feel the same pressure, and there's a lot more room to negotiate. These are strong signs of a cooler market. Here's what I'm seeing every day. The buyers slow down, they ask for full inspections, they negotiate repairs, they ask for help with closing costs. This is nothing like the time when people waived everything and offered $50,000 over the price. The longer timeline has also pushed sellers to think more carefully. The days of putting up a sign and getting many offers in one weekend are gone. So with all these signs pointing toward a slowing market, what's really going on? Now, here's the twist. Homes may be taking more time to sell now, but that big drop in inventory shows people are still buying. So the market isn't freezing up. I get why people worry. When you hear about prices dropping and homes sitting for months, it's easy to think that the market has come to a stop. But the data tells a different story. The market isn't frozen. What we're seeing now is a move toward a healthier balance. Remember when months of supply went from 10.9 months in March to 7.8 months in November? That shows homes are still selling. Buyers are still showing up. And the pace is slower, but it's steady and much more sustainable. These price drops are a sign that the market is finding a normal level again after the huge jump during the pandemic years. Many parts of Southwest Florida saw price gains of 50 to 75% from 2020 to 2022. A correction of 15 to 25% brings things back to a place that makes sense. What we're seeing now is the market working the way it's supposed to. Overpriced homes sit longer and push sellers to adjust. Homes that are priced right and show well still bring in real buyers. The difference today is that timing and strategy matter again. For buyers, this is the best setup we've seen since before the pandemic. You have choices, you have room to negotiate, and you have time to think. For sellers, success comes from real pricing and strong presentation, and motivated buyers are still out there. The Southwest Florida market isn't frozen. It's moving at a much healthier pace than the wild rush of the pandemic years. All right, the gap between a cooling market and a frozen market really matters. It shapes whether you spot a good chance or miss it. Southwest Florida has reached a steady point again, and this creates a moment that helps smart buyers and realistic sellers. If you want help moving through this market while buyer conditions still work in your favor, or you want to help setting the right pace to sell your home today, send me an email at hello@swfloridarealestate.com. Today I'm helping families make these same moves all the time. All my contact details are in the description below. And check out the video linked here about the top 3 areas in Southwest Florida that are set to grow fast in 2026. It's the perfect follow-up to understand where this correction is leading. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you there.